Congratulations, Lagi.
Thank you, thank you.
I am here with Lagi Tausaga, your 2025 U.S. Women's Silver Medalist in the women's discus throw. Show that thing off. She is the reigning world.
I already did mine. Go ahead. Congratulations.
So, so Lagi, you are the reigning world champion from Budapest. You had the auto bid going into this meet. What made you decide to compete, and how did that change your thought process going into this meet?
Right. So the one thing that I've been saying this entire season is that I've been looking for consistency. Of course, I didn't have that much success in 23. The one meet that I did win was the most important meet, right? But I didn't have presence, and so this has been just so much better for me because I'm able to get that consistency that I needed to be here. And I decided that this was the meet that I wanted to go to, regardless of making the team. Or already being on the team, because I needed to continue to show people that just because I made it at Worlds doesn't mean that if I didn't have a bye, I wouldn't be on this team. And I showed them, especially after 24 when I didn't make the team, I wanted to show them and, get to Hayward and tell Hayward, like, hey, it was just a rough year last year. I'm back.
So you made a coaching change. You're now at Florida with Eric Worski. I can say, as a fan watching your entire season, this is the most consistent I've ever seen you. It's been awesome to see. Can you explain to us, like, what changes were you making in training with Worski that has led to such consistency at a top level, and including a new personal best over 70 meters?
I guess the one thing that's changed within that practice is really learning my throw and not looking for what everybody else does well. And we've sat there and refined who Longy is. And I mean, you can see it in my throw. It's slightly different this year, but it's more reminiscent of how I was in college. And that's the Longy that I miss, and she's back now. And that consistency, I came to Worski, and I was like, I want to be consistent again. If you look in my years with Worski in the 2010s, I was so consistent, and I wanted that again. And so we worked on that, and I had the right group behind me to kind of get me through the season. I was looking at it today. I've had 13 or 14 meets under my belt, including this meet. And I've only had technically 3 bad meets. And that's huge considering that 22 and 23 and 24, I just kept losing. And I'm not asking to throw 82 meters. I'm asking to show up and have presence. And I can say that now. I have presence. And that's what I want to carry into the rest of the season.
That's awesome, Lagi. Have you made any technical changes, like any notable thing that you're thinking about in the circle that might be different than you did before?
Yeah, if you look at my backswing, it's a lot different. It's not that super static, long backswing. I'm very much more dynamic. My steps are staggered. This is something that was kind of, the only way I can explain it is it's not something new. I'm returning back to myself. Again, this is probably more reminiscent of 2019 Longy. When I was with Worski, and we're just refining that over and over and over again.
So one theme of the weekend has been the support system. I talked with so many throwers that have made the world team this weekend, and they always go back to that the big reason they were able to stay consistent and perform when they needed to, despite maybe some disappointments in the past, has been their support system. Lagi, who is your support system, and how are they been helping you?
I guess, everyone that I've had in my corner from before is here, but I guess the biggest shout out that I have to give to is my high school coach. He helps train me when I'm home. And I remember having a conversation with him where after 24, he was like, look, I'm not here to coach you, but I love you and I care about you enough to tell you changes need to be made, and I know you're uncomfortable with change, but there's a time and place for you to do things. And because of him, I'm standing here, and I went back to Worski, and I was like, this is, having people in your corner be like, you know what, it sucks, it hurts, but we care about you was absolutely amazing. And to have him in my corner to be here, because he helped me make that change, has been absolutely everything. Reyes, I just want to say thank you so much. I definitely could not be here working with Worski if you didn't push me in the right direction. Thank you.
And we've been following the docu-series that Tracktown USA has been doing on you, and you really spoke about how important family is to you, but also balancing the fact that you have a lot of brothers and sisters that you need help take care of while balancing your throwing career. Can you kind of walk me through like how you're able to balance that and what it's like doing that with, maybe shed some light on people what they might not know goes into being a professional track athlete behind the scenes?
I went back home, right? I have 14 nieces and nephews. I am sometimes a primary contact for those children, and it's a hard experience, right? It's hard for parents, and I like to lump myself in as the third parent when it comes to these children, because family is, it's like, again, people will always say it takes a village, and I'm a part of that village, but because once I pour into them, they pour back into me. But it is kind of difficult, right, being in that situation, and and training professionally. There'll be times where I'll have a baby in a stroller, and I'm lifting weight, and they're like, "Is he okay?" And I'm like, "He ate. He's laying down. He's good. We're gonna go get Chick-fil-A after. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be okay." But that's also helped me with the multitasking that comes with being a thrower. Sometimes you're in a situation where you're in a pickle, where things don't always work out perfectly, because sometimes a lot of our U.S. throwers are not funded well. And so you're in a situation where it's like you got to make ends meet. And so this type of pressure that I have with that has helped me at this level as well, right? Because it's like, I mean, if you can raise a kid, you can pretty much do a lot of other things, right? Yeah, I mean, again, being a professional thrower, right, is difficult. We see so many times, we see how many people show up to USA's, and how many people have standard, and how many people don't make the team. It hurts. It's physically, financially, and mentally draining to do this sport. And I'm really happy to be on the front end of it, but I understand where I'm coming from and where a lot of U.S. throwers are coming from. So, excuse my language, but this shit ain't easy. And sometimes it can feel like a job. But again, at the end of the day, if you just have some fun and you're thankful for it, it kind of provides for you.
Incredible story, Loggy. What is your game plan going into Tokyo?
Right now, I want to continue this consistency. Again, that's all I've asked for. I'm looking for presence in Tokyo. Obviously, every girl is showing up on the line. No one wants to get last. Everybody's going there to vie for that one spot, regardless of what your ranking is or how far you through this year, right? I'm looking to do the same. I'm looking to show up and be like, hey, like, that wasn't a fluke. I belong here, and I'm going to continue to show up and let you guys know I belong here. That's my goal.
Congratulations, Loggy. That's awesome. Loggy Tausaga, your 2025 U.S. Women's Discus silver medalist. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.